train is coming in front of us. Well, it's a train, just it's a cargo train that brings mineral from the mountains on the right. Is arriving, it's crossing in front of us, bringing mineral from the mountains to the ship, to our port, our El Callao port, which is on the left. Bring minerals and things from the mines up in the mountains.
But nowadays, with President Garcia, we are having a government program to help these people live in better conditions. It could be through a loan financed in 20 years with lower interest than the regular ones, so they can finish what they have started. Look at the river. It still has plenty of water, which means it's still raining in the central part of the Andes. So if we have the Rimac River like this, we Lima people say it's okay for us for the dry season. During the dry season, we will have water in the reservoirs. When we have droughts in the Andes, and then we're really concerned about that, because then we say, oh, probably we'll be rationed. And the last time was in 2004. So there was only half of the season we got rains, the other half a drought, and the reservoirs did not get enough water. So we were rationed during the dry season, May to December. No water supply from 4 p.m. to 5 a.m. Well, but we can see that we're having so much water coming from the Andes now. Did you get any rain up there? No? Oh, you were lucky. Yeah, I had a tour last week, and those people got a heavy rain in Machu Picchu. And then they said that when they got back to the hotel, well, they had to give all the clothing to be dried by the hotel people, and they were sitting in the lobby all wrapped in towels and wearing the slippers because they had nothing to change. So you didn't have that. Okay, good for you. Well, so we say that about 75% of the time Lima is cloudy, foggy, hazy, and misty. So we're still in the 25% of the time when we see the sunshine, which is very nice for us. Never too cold, never too hot, so that makes all this area ideal for vegetation. Watering, we can have anything the year round. We have different kind of flowers, and we get flowers all the time. So in this part of the coast, we find tropical and semi-tropical vegetation. Bougainvillea grows very nicely here. And then many other trees and bushes with beautiful flowers. So you find that all the time. Well, what else do we have along the way? Well, now we're having this mid-income people's neighborhoods, or mid-income neighborhoods. So we live in the city of Callao, and very soon we'll be getting into the city of Lima. But you see, both look like just one large city, but it's two different cities. Just one street would be the border. So in Callao, they have their own rules, and we need to copy them. For example, drivers are not allowed to talk or to use the cell phones while driving. And then speed limit, which is so good. We need to copy that in Lima. So now, we're just getting into Lima. So this is a typical mid-income neighborhood. Houses, 1- and 2-story houses, apartment buildings, different businesses. So this is a neighborhood from the late 60s, early 70s. So many houses here owned by older couples. In some cases, their children inherited. But if those people live on a pension, pensions here are very low. So they have a house, maybe the children are gone, then they usually the main floor or the first floor or the area that used to be the garage became a business. you can see the buildings around the plaza. We're having so many works in the streets in downtown Lima that all the buildings are very dusty.
I guess we're not going to hear about this thing.
Like an abandoned city. No greenery, nothing. Full of people. Businesses. At one point, businesses that were located here, offices, just closed and left and moved to the other parts of the city. So we had many beautiful buildings which for a long time were all empty. Well, all the changes started in '96 when we got a very good mayor for the whole city of Lima. You see, Lima is really very spread out and is divided in 43 different districts. We have 43 different mayors, and then we have one mayor for the whole city. Lima is about 8 million people. We say that it's almost 1/3 of the population of Peru concentrated in Lima. Well, so this mayor of Lima, native to Lima, who really loves Lima, came in office and said, Lima is a city with history. Because of its history, it was declared World Heritage by UNESCO in 1991. So it's not fair that we have a city like this. We need to change all this. Then he added, I'm going to do my best to rescue the history of Lima. And he really did very, very well between '96 and 2002, the time that he was ahead of the local government. Well, he started to work with the vendors. Vendors were told to leave all the streets in downtown Lima. At first they refused, but the local government offered to them 3 markets, but outside of downtown Lima. So they started to leave this part of the city little by little, and took the local authorities about 3 years to get rid of all picked up from the streets. And then the local government hired women to brush, to sweep the streets. We still have that service in 3 shifts a day, every day, including Sundays and holidays. Then renovation of all the green areas. And straight ahead, we have the mountains. The mountains, in this case, the dry foothills of the Andes, with no vegetation at all. So these mountains here are very different to what you have seen up in the Andes. Especially on the left side of the street, we have some older homes from early 1900s. The inside market, all those people in the inside markets on the right used to be on the streets at one time. Being on the streets, they pay no taxes. Being indoors, they have to pay some kind of taxes. Next block on the left, you can see a series of wooden balconies. Balconies that Lima is known for. Look at this, or the left side, and look at that on the street there. Or the ones up here, some older homes around the way from the 1700s. They show the typical architecture. So these wooden balconies were originally Moorish. But most of the Spaniards that came to Peru after the conquest came from Granada, Andalusia, Sevilla, all that part of Spain, with a strong Moorish influence. So they just brought that kind of architecture here into Lima. So Lima started in 1535 as a Spanish city. Now we'll be passing by the main plaza, but we're coming back, so save your pictures for afterwards when we'll be walking there, or we'll be outside of the bus. Plaza Mayor de Lima, the place where Francisco Pizarro, the Spanish governor, founded Lima, 1535, January the 18th. Look at it. Presidential Palace, the big building there to the left, goes for a whole block around, and that holds the president's residence and offices. There's 4 yellow ochre buildings from 1930s, private office buildings, and back there, a private club and the Lima City Hall. On this side, we have the Lima Cathedral on this corner. That's one of the buildings that we're going to visit. Originally from 1535, these streets were open markets. Monastery of St. Francis, and next to it the Church of St. Francis. So this is the place where we get off. Well, so from here, after we visit this, we're going to walk to the plaza and visit the cathedral. Take your cameras with you. I think that's all you need to take with you. The rest you can leave on the bus. No problem. Okay. Please, when we get off, stay as a group. We're going to go slowly and stay as a group all the time. The only thing. This is the place for pictures.
It's cool.
Not hold the second. Then to Peru in 1995 for the first time, there was a special ceremony here, and he blessed with 4 statues, and another one that will see next. Their names are back there on that page on the wall by the gate. And of course, it was not only 13 people that came to conquer the Inca. He also sent messengers from there back to Canada with a message to the government.
Of Colonial Lima, the historic center. Now we drive out to San Isidro. So we have one more stop in San Isidro, and then we'll go to Miraflores.
She can't
Hotel
hear
is better? Lucero, hotel is better.
She's the neighborhood.
She's the boss. She's the boss. Yeah. So we'll do
You
the
might
last
see the
stop
working
then.
dogs down there. Do you see them? No, they're gone. Maybe. Look at the flag up here on the mountain.
So this was Plaza Mayor de Lima, the main square.
These people, these street vendors, they're pushing so much shit around. I wonder how they can even hold it up.
Oh, I can do it.
So where did you say we're going now? Another one? These people out on the street selling whatever it is they sell, trinkets. What's she got? Back scratchers? And a fan.
This is the side of it
What's she selling?
that was used during an international exposition, but that building was assembled here. It came from France. The international
She got something in her face.
exposition took place in 1872. So the buildings coming to the left were also part of that exposition. So the big one across the street on the left, that was finished in 1869 as the Palace of the Exposition and was built with metal structures brought from France. Nowadays a place for the Museum of Peruvian Art. And then in the park next to it, we have two other nice looking buildings. Small one that we'll see very soon, the Byzantine Pavilion. This one that we can see now. And the next one, the last, the Moorish Pavilion. So all part of the park, which is the Park of the Exposition, also known as the Great Park of Lima. So we're just getting outside of downtown Lima. We'll be driving south. And now this street is going to take us all the way to San Isidro.
Architect. Another thing was just a couple of years ago when they bought the house and then was all renovated and then
Now I'm back here at the hotel, Malia, I believe that's how it's pronounced. And we'll be leaving the hotel in about 6 hours for the airport. South American vacation is all but over, as I'm packing up and readying myself to go home.
30 minutes this holiday, about 36 minutes lifetime total.
Well, then I would have to say that your opinion is based on ignorance.
You just call me ignorant.
Well, when it comes to ballet, I guess I did. Ignorance